The following elected officials from the state of Iowa are being served with the Articles of Freedom today, while invited to attend this ceremony and receive them in person. All of them except one and their representative are not present. Therefore, the articles will be delivered by hand following this ceremony. I do want to recognize Mr. Fred Schuster is here on behalf of Senator Grassley. We do appreciate you coming, Mr. Schuster, and Senator Grassley having you here. We still are going to have to make a trip to the Federal Building to deliver it to Senator Harkin. He didn't send a representative. Mr. Boswell's representative left early, so I will have to find his office and deliver it there as well. We're going to Governor Culver's office phoned me and said they couldn't have a representative here, so fortunately our walk is short to go deliver the articles to Governor Culver. And we're also going to visit Speaker of the House Patrick Murphy's office and make sure he has a copy of these, and also Senate President John Kibbe, who I did speak on the phone and knows this is coming as well. We will await your response to these remedial instructions contained in the articles and monitor all legislative actions, and will hold them accountable to their oath of office to uphold, protect, and defend the constitutions of our state of Iowa and the United States of America. We're going to end here in 1 second with the song America, and we're going to ring this freedom bell here. And we'll have a small remark at the end. At the end of this final ceremonial part of this, I will give some instructions to everybody about these documents here and how you can partake and sign them as well before we hand deliver them with a certificate of service to the respected officials. So now let us join together. The words are in your program to sing America. Okay, I would now like to invite our bell ringer, Dennis, to ring the Liberty Bell of Freedom. We're going to ring it 9 times. Thank you, Dennis. With oneness of heart, mind, and spirit, let us seal this ceremony today with a united call to our Creator, in whose mercy and guiding hand rests the future of our United States of America. We ask that all violations of America's charters of freedom be stopped, that our people and our land not be desecrated or pauperized any longer, and that every office of trust and authority in America be returned to the honor and dignity of the Father of our country. As we join our energy and love together to make these calls from border to border and shore to shore, let us visualize in our mind's eye how we want our nation to be. Over the picture you hold, see America covered in a mantle of light, so bright that no destructive force dare enter from without, nor be able to act any longer from within. Let us say together, God save our Constitution 3 times. God save our Constitution. God save our Constitution. God save our Constitution. Let us say together, God save America 3 times. God save America. God save America. God save America. And finally, with all we are and all we have, let us say, let freedom ring 3 times. Let freedom ring! Let freedom ring! Let freedom ring! Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I'm going to explain the transmittal letters that we have down here. We have the document is roughly 60 pages in length. It addresses the 14 violations of the Constitution. It has the evidence that the delegates of Continental Congress reviewed, and it has a very organized introduction to each violation and the citation of the petitions of redress for grievance that back up the evidence that each of these violations is occurring in America. And after that, it has instructions to our federal legislators, and then it has on how to remedy what we've allowed to break. And then it has instructions for our state legislators on how to remedy what we've allowed to break. And lastly, each article of each 14 articles has civic actions that we the people can take to help enforce those rights. Because as we all know, any right that we cannot enforce is no right at all. So there's a transmittal letter at the cover of each one of these binders for each one of these legislators, and James Getman, who is a delegate to Continental Congress, and Mike Angelos, standing here as well, who is a delegate to Continental Congress, have signed the cover. On the inside front cover is another sheet where any residents or citizens or persons of Iowa, pick whichever noun you prefer, are welcome to come up and sign as well as to be part of that transmittal letter to bear witness that this document's being served to these legislators. Once everybody has availed themselves of the opportunity, we're going to take them to the governor's office first, Patrick and Kibbe's office, and then we'll head down to the federal building. I will present for Senator Grassley to Mr. Schuster there. Also, there are 150 state legislators here. We have senators and congressmen, and frankly speaking, that's where the real change is going to come in Iowa. It's not going to come from the top down. It's going to come from the state. I think most of us realize that. And so if we really want to see something happen, at least dialogue in Iowa, at least we're not claiming that this document is perfect. We're not claiming that the 116 delegates who convened for 11 days were perfect in what they wrote. It's pretty darn good, though. And it certainly warrants, in my humble opinion, our state legislators to kick the tires on it and look at it and review it. They might learn something there. There might be a remedy that they hadn't thought of. And if it's a document we Iowans can all talk about and hold our elected officials who would like the privilege of serving in office, many of them are going to be running for office here this November, it can be a talking point for you with them as well. To that end, I have some blue sheets here on clipboards. If you know the name of your state senator and your state representative who lives in your community, who lives in your county, who lives down the road, and you want to take a summary of the Articles of Freedom back home with you, please sign that up, and I'll give you a summary that you can take to give to that person. And it has a brief summary of each one. It has links and an introduction, all that, and they can go online. They've all been served via email to their legislative email address, a formal letter recognizing what happened today, and that we, the people of Iowa, expect the dialogue to happen. And we hope that Iowans will be calling them and asking them questions about these documents and what they're going to do about it. We encourage you to read it. Whichever area of expertise you are most focused on, whether it's public debt, sound money, Second Amendment, immigration, sovereignty, you name it, it's all in there. I also have a one sheet that is a quick primer on best practices of how to present these to your legislative officials, if you so choose. Plus, there is a certificate of service for you that we hope you fill out as well. So, again, thank you everybody for coming today. We really appreciate it.